Hey, welcome, Rebels. Raw Rebel Talk, episode 59, Mr. White. um, so let me jump right into it. I guess I met Mr. White, like, the first time I met him was actually at one of my family's parties. Um, he wasn't part of my family, if you were wondering. No, that's not it. He wasn't part of my family. He was at a Christmas party. Um, I had just gotten out of the military, I think, or whatever. And, or I think I was either I just got out or I was just about to go in. One or the other. I think it was I just had got out. And he was there and I didn't see him as attractive or anything like that. I kind of wasn't like paying attention to him. Um, but later we ended up talking at another family party, which was a pool party. Um, we were kind of flirting and talking with each other and kind of getting to know one another. And I guess that's when he invited me back to his place. So I ended up going back to his place a couple times. Um, we played video games, we smoked, and we had sex, and that's about pretty much about as the extent of what we did. Um, but I started to catch feelings for him. I guess I don't know when I started to catch feelings for him, but it was like a little bit into like a little bit into when we started when we were hanging out. So uh, it was like a little while until after we were hanging out a couple times, and then I was starting to catch feelings for him. Um, his his guardian or whatever. I used to call her my auntie because she was like part of the family. She was a very well known family friend, so I used to call her auntie. So we it was like pretty cool because I never had somebody that my family all knew already that I was dating. So it was really cool because everybody in my family already knew him and was comfortable with him, and I guess they kind of approved of us. But then again, we started having some difficulties. I think I can't remember exactly what happened. I just feel like as if we started to grow apart because oh no, I remember. So I was still in love with my ex, um, Mr. Red. If you remember Mr. Red, it's Eric. So I was still in love with Eric at the time. So it was hard because I was still in love with Eric. So and Eric was kind of coming back in the picture. So I kind of like left Mr. White um, alone because I kind of like didn't want to complicate things. So I ended up having to leave him alone, which I think really um, broke his heart a little bit. And it was at one of the family parties. I had told him I needed to have my own space. And I think it kind of broke his heart a little bit because he was really liking me too. And we were both enjoying each other's company. And it was it was some great sex too. It was some great sex. Yeah, I won't even lie. It was some great sex. Um, he's actually the first time I ever had a threesome. It was me and him and a girl that he chose. That was the first time I had a threesome with him. Um, what's it called? Also, like, well, anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. Well, we had broke off or whatever, and we didn't talk for a while, or whatever, because I was trying to fix things with Mr. Red. So, um, then I don't know when, but we ended up getting back in contact with one another, and then I would go to his house. I would literally, this is how I would have to go to his house too. I would have to take a train to the train station, and then I would have to either walk or catch a cab or something to his place from there. He used to meet me there, but I think he stopped doing that probably because he was mad at me or whatever. But whatever. So I used to walk to there like a few blocks to get to his house. Um, but what's it called? So we ended up getting back in contact with one another, and everything kind of went back the same, except he was more distant than ever, and he just seemed like more distant and not into me anymore, not as much as I was into him before, or I don't know, it just seemed all different. So, um, it kept going on for a while, and then, um, eventually I found out he had a girlfriend, which really pissed me off. So, I remember he did like a photo shoot with me or whatever. Um, and I ended up taking all the photos off his computer, deleting them off his computer so he wouldn't have any pictures of me anymore. Um, and then we kind of just went our separate ways until like years later. Then he ended up getting another girlfriend, like or the same girlfriend or whatever. He ended up moving in with her, and he used to cheat on her with me. Like he'd come to my house and we'd have sex in my room, and then he'd leave, and that's all our relationship had became, was him cheating on me. And then eventually that stopped, and then I think it was because him and his girl ended up having a baby. Him and his girl ended up having a baby, so I haven't talked to him since then. I don't really. I kind of sometimes think about him, but not in a way like where I had feelings. 'Cause I don't have. I don't think I really had deep feelings for him. It was just kind of like attraction, and I just was like I liked having sex with him, but I wasn't like addicted to him or anything like that. And I know this is a short story, but there's not really much that happened during this time. It was like it was like we didn't have like the deep connection like some of my other characters. So, but I mean I think about them sometimes, but not a lot. Um, as far as I've heard, we don't keep in contact at all nowadays. I don't even know when's the last time I talked to him. And um, as far as I heard, he's having another baby with his girl. So they're turning into like a family unit, whatever. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it for Mr. White. If you have any questions, let me know. No, I'm just playing. I love you guys. I'll keep next week. I'll try to get more juicy stuff for next week because next week is gonna be pretty juicy. Um, for Mrs. Blue. But I love you guys. Spread love. Think for yourself. Live free. Bye.